I stood in the grocery store, staring at my phone, reading the group chat I wasn't supposed to see. My sister had accidentally added me to the wrong thread. The real family chat, not the fake one they kept me in to ask for money. Movie night at 7. Everyone's coming. Sarah's message glowed on the screen. Finally, a peaceful family night without the walking ATM. Mom replied. Don't forget to delete these messages before switching back to her chat, Dad added. She's so clueless, probably working late again while we enjoy ourselves. My brother Mike chimed in. My hand trembled as I scrolled through months of similar messages. Every family gathering, every celebration, every weekend plan, carefully orchestrated to exclude me while keeping me on the hook for bills. They had two separate lives, one where they played the perfect family, and one where they used me as their personal bank. I was breathing hard, the fluorescent lights suddenly too bright, the store too quiet. In my cart sat groceries I'd bought for their movie night, expensive cheese, imported snacks, the wine Mom loved but never bought herself. Every item carefully chosen because family takes care of family. My phone buzzed again. The other chat. The fake one. Hey sis, busy working? Don't worry about movie night, we know you're swamped. But could you transfer the utility payment? It's due tonight. I set my cart aside and walked out of the store. 10 years of being their safety net, their emergency fund, their silent provider, all of they laughed behind my back. Every time I missed a family event for work, I was actually earning the money they spent. Every time they'd said, we understand, they were celebrating my absence. At 32, I'd built a successful career in finance, working 60-hour weeks while they lived off my success. Sarah, 35, had never held a job longer than 6 months but drove a car I paid for. Mike, 29, lived in my rental property practically rent-free, claiming he was finding himself. Mom and Dad had retired early, their mortgage, utilities, and credit cards all linked to my accounts. I sat in my car, opened my banking app, and really looked at the numbers for the first time. My hands were steady now, my mind clear. Every automatic payment, every linked account, every joint credit card, it was all there in black and white. Their entire lifestyle, constructed with my money, built on my absence. The movie would start in 3 hours. They'd be gathering now, settling into the living room of the house I'd saved from foreclosure. Twice. The house where my room had become Sarah's yoga studio because you're never here anyway. I clicked on the first automatic payment, the utility bill, due tonight. Cancel. The mortgage payment scheduled for next week. Cancel. Credit card autopay. Cancel. Joint account access. Revoked. One by one, I dismantled the financial web that kept their perfect world spinning. My phone exploded with notifications, first from the fake chat. Mom, honey, something's wrong with the utility payment. Sarah, my card just got declined at the store. Mike, the Netflix isn't working. Then from the real chat they'd forgotten to remove me from. Sarah, what's happening? All my cards are frozen. Mom, try the joint account. Mike, everything's declined. Who messed with the accounts? I started my car and drove, not to their movie night, but to my apartment, the place they called cold and unlived in because I was always working to fund their lives. Tonight, it felt like a fortress. My phone kept buzzing. The messages grew more frantic. Dad, all the accounts are locked. Mom, call your sister. She handles all this. Sarah, she's not answering. Try her work phone. Mike, guys, the power just went out. I smiled, imagining their perfect movie night descending into darkness. The TV going black, the snacks half eaten, their comfortable world cracking at the edges. Then came the individual texts. Sarah, whatever game you're playing, stop it. We're family. Mike, sis, if this is about movie night, you're overreacting. Mom, please call us. What's going on? Dad, you can't do this to your family. Family, they kept using that word, wielding it like a weapon. But tonight, it had lost its power over me. I poured myself a glass of wine, not the expensive kind Mom liked, but the kind I enjoyed. My phone kept lighting up with their panic, but for the first time in years, I felt at peace. The next message made me laugh out loud. Sarah, the pizza place declined my card. How are we supposed to eat? I opened my laptop and began documenting everything. Every payment I'd made, every bill I'd covered, every loan they'd never repaid. 10 years of financial records, carefully organized into a spreadsheet that told the real story of our close family. House mortgage, $2,500 monthly for 6 years. Sarah's car payments, $450 monthly for 3 years. Mike's temporary rent support, $1,800 monthly for 4 years. Mom and Dad's credit card payments, average $3,000 monthly. Utilities, insurance, streaming services, phone bills. The list went on. The total made me sit back in my chair. Over $500,000. Enough for a house of my own, investments, a different life. Instead, it had funded their movie nights, their vacations, their comfortable existence, all while they excluded me from the very life I made possible. Around 9 p.m., the desperate messages started. Mom, the power company says the account is closed. We can't reach anyone until morning. Sarah, my credit card company says all authorizations are revoked. What did you do? Mike, the landlord called. Said the rent payment bounced. Are you trying to get me evicted? I didn't respond. Instead, I opened my email and began composing a message to my lawyer. It was time to formally document everything to protect myself from the storm I knew was coming. The doorbell rang just before midnight. Through the security camera, I saw them, all four, standing in the hallway like a delegation. Mom's eyes were red from crying, Dad's face flushed with anger. Sarah looked scared, and Mike just seemed lost. I didn't open the door. Instead, I sent one message to the family chat, both of them. Movie night's over. Welcome to reality. The pounding started immediately. Open the door. Dad's voice, thick with rage. Please, we can explain. Mom, breaking down. You're being ridiculous. Sarah, trying to sound authoritative. Come on, sis, let's talk. Mike, attempting his usual casual charm. I sat in my quiet apartment, listening to their voices grow hoarse, their pleas more desperate. They'd driven across town in the dark, probably using the last of their gas to confront me. But they weren't here to apologize. They were here to regain control. Around 1 a.m., they finally left, but not before Sarah's last text. You've ruined everything. I hope you're happy. I was. For the first time in years, I felt truly, completely in control. Their perfect family movie night had turned into a nightmare, but I was finally awake. I spent the rest of the night preparing. I knew tomorrow would bring chaos. Angry calls, flying accusations, probably even threats. They'd try everything: guilt, manipulation, fake remorse, real tears. But I had something they didn't: proof. Every screenshot of their real chat, every financial record, every fake smile and hidden insult, it was all documented. Their perfect facade was about to crumble, and I would watch it fall from my quiet, cold apartment that had become my sanctuary. As dawn broke, I got ready for work as usual. But today was different. Today, I wasn't working to fund their lifestyle. Today, I was working for myself. My phone had finally fallen silent, but I knew it was temporary. They were probably huddled in their dark house, planning their next move, realizing for the first time just how dependent they were on the sister they'd excluded. Before heading to the office, I sent one final email, to myself, dated and time-stamped. Today is the day I stop being their ATM and start being myself. Let them have their movie nights. I'm writing my own story now. The sun was rising as I drove to work, painting the sky in shades of promise. Their world might be falling apart, but mine was just beginning. The first wave hit at exactly 9:15 a.m. I was in the middle of a meeting when my phone lit up with a notification. They were at my office, not just one of them, all of them. Through the glass walls of the conference room, I could see the commotion at reception. Sarah in her designer clothes, bought with my credit card, Mom clutching her handbag nervously, Dad trying to look intimidating, and Mike hanging back, playing the peacemaker role he perfected over the years. I'm sorry, Ms. Taylor. My assistant's voice crackled through the intercom. Your family is here. They're quite insistent. I stayed seated, watching them through the glass. They hadn't slept, it showed in their wrinkled clothes and tired eyes. The perfect family facade was already cracking. Should I call security? My assistant asked. No, I replied. Let them wait. I finished my presentation methodically, ignoring their presence. My colleagues kept glancing at the scene outside, but I remained focused. For once, their drama wouldn't interrupt my work. After the meeting, I took the back exit to my private office. Let them stew in the reception area. Let them feel what it's like to be excluded. The texts started flowing. Sarah, stop being childish and face us. Mom, people are staring. Don't embarrass us like this. Dad, you're making a scene at your own workplace. Mike, come on, sis. Just 5 minutes? I smiled at that last one. 5 minutes was all they needed, they thought. 5 minutes to manipulate, guilt trip, and pressure me back into line. Instead, I called security. Please escort my family out, I said calmly. They're no longer welcome here. Through my office window, I watched as security approached them. Dad puffed up, trying to assert authority. Mom started crying, her go-to tactic. Sarah pulled out her phone, probably to record and paint herself as the victim. Mike just looked uncomfortable. But security was firm. One by one, they were let out, their protest echoing through the lobby. Minutes later, the group chat exploded. Mom, how could you humiliate us like that? Sarah, my friend saw this. Do you know how embarrassing that was? Dad, this is not how we raised you. Mike, security? Really? We're your family. I finally responded, sending one message to both chats. Family doesn't exclude. Family doesn't mock. Family doesn't use. You lost the right to call yourselves my family long ago. Then I attached screenshots, months of their secret conversations, their jokes at my expense, their celebrations of my absence. One by one, the messages appeared in the chat. Sarah, thank God she's not coming. She ruins the vibe anyway. Mom, as long as she keeps paying, let her work herself to death. Dad, who needs her around when we have her money? Mike, easy life. Just mention family and she sends cash. The chat went silent for a full 5 minutes. Then, Sarah, those are taken out of context. Mom, we were just venting. Dad, every family has private jokes. Mike, you weren't supposed to see those. That last one hit differently. Not an excuse, not a defense, just an admission. I wasn't supposed to see their true faces. I sent one final message. Check your mail when you get home. Everything's been documented and sent to my lawyer. Your free ride is over. By afternoon, the panic had set in. Real panic, not the manipulative kind they usually deployed. Sarah called crying. The bank is asking for full payment on my car loan. Mike texted frantically. The landlord gave me 72 hours to pay or quit. Mom left voicemails about bill collectors calling. Dad sent angry messages about his credit score tanking. I blocked them all. My lawyer called around 3 p.m. They're at my office, he said, sounding amused. Your sister trying to claim you promised to support them indefinitely. Your parents are arguing they have some kind of verbal contract with you. And? I asked. And I showed them the documentation you provided. Every transfer labeled as a loan, every message promising repayment, every email where they acknowledged the money wasn't a gift. They left pretty quickly after that. I thanked him and hung up, feeling lighter than I had in years. As I drove home that evening, I passed by their house. Dark again because the power was still out. Cars were parked haphazardly in the driveway, probably another emergency family meeting about how to handle me. My phone buzzed with an unknown number. Sarah, using Mom's old cell phone. You've made your point. We're sorry. Please just turn everything back on and we can talk. Sorry they got caught. Not sorry they did it. I typed out my response carefully. Nothing to talk about. You have 30 days to refinance the house in your names, find new places to live, or face eviction. Your choice. The unknown number called immediately. I let it ring. Instead of going home, I drove to a hotel, a nice one, the kind I could easily afford now that I wasn't supporting 5 adults. As I settled into the luxurious room, orders started arriving at their house. Repossession notice for Sarah's car. Eviction warning for Mike's apartment. Collection letters for Mom and Dad's credit cards. Utility disconnection notices. They'd spent years building a life on my foundation. Now they could watch it collapse. Around midnight, the final message came through, this time from Dad. You think you've won. You think you're better than family. Wait until everyone knows what you've done to us. I replied one last time. Everyone already knows what you did to me. Check Facebook. I had posted everything, the screenshots, the financial records, The years of exclusion and exploitation. No angry captions, no accusations, just facts. Let their friends see the truth behind their perfect family photos. As I lay in the hotel's comfortable bed, I could almost hear their phones exploding with notifications. Their carefully curated image was shattering, post by post, share by share. Tomorrow would bring more drama, more attempts at manipulation, more desperate tactics. But for tonight, I had peace. My last act before sleeping was to change my email signature at work. Meetings by appointment only. No family emergencies accepted. 3 days of silence felt like a miracle. No calls, no texts, no surprise visits. But I knew better than to think it was over. They were regrouping, planning, probably huddled in their powerless house, trying to figure out how to regain control. I was right. The attack came from an unexpected direction. Our extended family. Aunt Carol called first, her voice dripping with disappointment. "Your cousin showed me what you posted. How could you air dirty laundry like this?" I let her finish her rehearsed speech about family loyalty before responding. "Did they show you the part where they excluded me from everything while taking my money?" Silence. Then, "Well, no, but check your facts before picking sides, Aunt Carol. And maybe ask them about the $20,000 they told you I refused to lend for your surgery. I never knew about it." I hung up as she sputtered, imagining the wheels turning in her head. Another lie exposed. The flying monkeys kept coming. "Uncle Bob, your parents are devastated. Cousin Emma, Sarah's crying every day. Great Aunt Martha, think of your mother's heart." Each call revealed new lies they'd spread about me over the years. Money I'd supposedly refused to lend, events I'd allegedly skipped out of selfishness. All carefully crafted stories to paint me as the villain while they spent my money. But I had receipts for everything. Literally. I created a shared digital folder and started uploading. Bank statements showing regular transfers to family members. Screenshots of them mocking me in their private chat. Photos of them at family-only events that I paid for. Credit card statements showing their extravagant spending. Text messages proving they deliberately excluded me. Then I shared it with the entire extended family. The response was nuclear. Within hours, the family group chat, the extended one, exploded. "Aunt Carol, you told me Emily refused to help with my surgery. Uncle Bob, wait, who's been paying for the family reunions? Cousin Emma, Sarah, is this why you always insisted Emily was too busy to come? Great Aunt Martha, I can't believe you used her money to buy my birthday gift and claimed it was from all of you." Their perfect image wasn't just cracking, it was being shattered by their own relatives. Mom tried damage control. "There's been a misunderstanding. Emily's twisting things." But the evidence was right there, undeniable and damning. Sarah attempted to play the victim. "I'm having panic attacks because of this betrayal." Cousin Emma, an actual therapist, shut that down quickly. "Panic about being caught isn't the same as being a victim, Sarah." Then came the revelation that broke their last support system. Great Aunt Martha, the family matriarch, posted in the family group, "I've been going through my records. For the past 5 years, the Christmas gifts from the family were bought with Emily's money, but they excluded her from our celebrations. They told us she was always too busy or didn't care about family traditions. I'm ashamed I believed them." The tide turned completely. Relatives who'd been calling to scold me were now calling to apologize. Each conversation revealed new layers of their deception. That evening, Sarah tried a new approach. She showed up at my office with her daughter, my 8-year-old niece, Amy. "Tell Aunt Emily you miss her," Sarah prompted, filming with her phone, ready to create a viral moment of me being cruel to a child. But Amy, bless her innocent heart, went off script. "Mom said you're mean and don't love us, but you're the one who paid for my dance classes and never came to see me. Why didn't you come, Aunt Emily?" Sarah's face went pale. She hadn't expected her own daughter to expose another lie. "Because your mom told me I wasn't welcome," I said gently. "She said family only was allowed at dance recitals." Amy's confused face said it all. Sarah rushed her out, but the damage was done. Even her own daughter was seeing through the lies. Later that night, Mike tried one last manipulation. "Remember when we were kids? You always protected me. Where's that sister now?" I replied with a photo, him lounging on a beach in Bali, a trip he'd taken using my credit card while telling everyone I'd refused to help him find a job. That sister grew up and saw through you, I texted back. The next morning, I got an email from Dad's boss. Apparently, they'd been claiming I was handling Dad's retirement fund investments. Another lie unraveling, another scheme exposed. Mom's Bridge Club president called to verify if I'd really refused to help with Mom's medical bills as she claimed. I showed her the receipts of payments I'd made while being told I wasn't welcome at hospital visits. Their web of lies was collapsing spectacularly, taking their relationships and reputations with it. By week's end, they were not just financially cut off, they were socially isolated. The same relatives and friends they turned against me were now turning against them. Sarah lost her yoga clients when they learned she'd been using my credit card for their paid-in-full memberships. Mike's networking contacts dried up when they realized he'd been lying about his investment portfolio, actually my money. Mom's social circle crumbled as each lunch date revealed new deceptions. Dad's golf buddies stopped calling when they learned who really paid his club dues. Their carefully constructed world wasn't just falling apart, it was being dismantled by the very people they used as weapons against me. The last message I got was from Great Aunt Martha. The family Christmas party is at my house this year. You're the only one from your immediate family who's invited. It's time for some honest celebrations. I smiled, archived the message, and went back to work. For myself, this time. 6 months later, my life had transformed. The constant drain of supporting 5 adults had stopped, and my bank account was flourishing. I bought my own house, not a massive showpiece like the one they had lived in, but a cozy 3-bedroom with a garden I actually had time to tend. The family dynamic had shifted permanently. Holiday gatherings now happened at Great Aunt Martha's, where I was welcomed with genuine warmth, not veiled expectations. The relatives who had once believed their lies now shared stories of their own experiences with my family's manipulation. Then came the wedding invitation. Cousin Emma was getting married, and the invitation was explicitly addressed to me alone. No plus family option, no guilt trip about bringing them along, just a simple, elegant card acknowledging me as my own person. Of course, they tried to use it as leverage. Sarah called from a new number. You have to take us to Emma's wedding. We're family. I blocked the number. Mom sent a tearful email. How will it look if we're not there? Think of our reputation. I marked it as spam. Dad attempted threats. If you don't help us attend, we'll tell everyone what you've done. I forwarded it to my lawyer. Mike tried nostalgia. Remember all the weddings we went to as kids, don't break tradition. I sent him a screenshot of them at the last family wedding, one I paid for but wasn't invited to. The week before the wedding, they made their final play. I came home to find them sitting on my porch, all 4 of them, looking considerably less polished than before. Sarah's designer clothes were replaced with department store basics. Mom's expensive highlights had grown out. Dad's golf tan had faded. Mike's trendy accessories were gone. 5 minutes, I said, staying by my car. That's all you get. They launched into their rehearsed speech. Mom, we've learned our lesson. Sarah, we've changed. Dad, we understand now. Mike, we miss you. I let them finish, then spoke quietly. You miss my money. There's a difference. We've been struggling, Sarah admitted, as if I didn't know. But it's made us realize what's important. Family is everything, Mom added. I laughed, actually laughed. Family? You mean the people who excluded me from movie nights while using my credit cards? Who mocked me in secret chats while living in my houses? Who told relatives I was too selfish to attend events I wasn't even invited to? They flinched at each example. We were wrong, Dad said, his voice heavy. We know that now. No, I corrected. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. I walked past them to my door, but Sarah grabbed my arm. Please, she whispered. Just help us attend the wedding. We'll prove we've changed. I gently removed her hand. You want to prove you've changed? Start by living within your means. Get jobs. Pay your own bills. Build your own lives without using others. But we're your family, Mike protested. No, I said, unlocking my door. You're people who share my DNA. Family is earned, not given. Right now, my real family is waiting for me at Great Aunt Martha's for dinner. I left them on the porch, their protests fading as I closed the door. The wedding was beautiful. I sat with relatives who genuinely wanted me there, shared stories without agenda, and danced without worrying about who was keeping score. Cousin Emma hugged me tight during the reception. "Thank you," she whispered, "for showing us all what real strength looks like." Later that night, I posted a single photo on social media. Me surrounded by smiling relatives, genuine joy on every face. No forced poses, no hidden resentments, no financial strings attached. Sarah commented almost immediately, "Family should be together." I replied with my final message to them, "We are. The ones who deserve to be." Then I blocked them all, permanently this time. My new life wasn't perfect, but it was mine. Every bill I paid was for my own home. Every dinner I bought was for people who truly welcomed me. Every celebration I attended was because I was wanted there, not because I funded it. The last I heard, they'd finally started figuring out how to live without my support. Sarah got a job as a retail clerk. Mike moved to a smaller apartment. Mom and Dad downsized to a rental. Their social media posts about perfect family life stopped, but I didn't track their progress anymore. Their story was their own to write now. As for me, I had dinner plans with great Aunt Martha and cousins who'd become true family. We were watching a movie afterward. A real family movie night where everyone was truly welcome.